I saw something in her. And I remember telling myself the day I saw her preaching on Facebook that if she preaches like this in church, I wonder what she can do at home.
I'm telling you, the first greeting was like, look at you. Your ego is there, very tall, and you're this small.
I think that was the first thing I told her. I didn't expect that. And secondly, we were not here for coffee. I had a message to deliver. I came to tell you I want to marry. Know my intentions from day one. Any other conversation we are having from now, have at the back of your mind that I'm marrying you and we will have children. If you have any contrary opinion, that is the door out of Java.
Hello, our dear viewers. Welcome to Couples Will Show. This is where we write down our love will when we are alive. For we don't want our love story to be read when we are 6 feet under. Neither do we want our love story to be read when we are gone. And this is Wema TV, the voice of hope. Hoping that we had a great week. Oh yes, I had a great one, and I thank God for His grace and His love. His love has taken me this far, and we want to thank you for the support so far. Thank you for the love. Thank you. And I want to kindly request you, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. And kindly share this link with someone. Because tonight, hata nilikuwa niletewe extinguisher. Kwa sababu ni kumoto. It's fire here. I am hosting a lovely couple. They are here to share their love story. And they have an amazing, amazing love story. Wanajiita the Musonyes. And the Musonyes, they are also ministers of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Hi guys.
Hi.
You're looking lovely.
Thank you.
Karibuni sana.
Asante.
How are you doing?
Ladies first.
We are doing fine, we thank God.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Maybe you can introduce yourselves to our viewers.
Okay. My name's Apostle Dr. Esther Jeff Musonye. Musonye is here, and we thank God because God has given us a vision called Still Standing Ministries International, located at the city center. Yes, for now, allow my husband to introduce himself because...
My husband, Oscar Musonye, is my name. Politician, also a professional chef. I run, apart from church and ministry issues, I run the Culinary Powerhouse Africa, where we deal with the hotel consultancy and events management and stuff like that. So that is what I do at the marketplace, as I support the apostle here with the work of God.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see, when I look at you, there is a worship song that comes to my mind. Love Lifted Me.
One of my favorite songs.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And I can see chemistry. Manze, since you guys came here, even the production team, there is one guy in particular, I'm not mentioning names, but you guys are amazing. So how did you guys met? Who started this story, by the way? Tuanzie hapo.
You look suspicious.
the lion wind us, so let him speak. He's the man, yeah.
I like being very precise. I did the move after watching her for quite some time. I saw her on Facebook preaching, and having come from a broken marriage and having healed for a number of years, I saw something in her. And I remember telling myself the day I saw her preaching on Facebook that if she preaches like this in church, I wonder what she can do at home. So I developed an interest.
That was a bonga point.
Yes. I forgot they don't preach at home. So I made a move that I know we'll talk about it as we go forward. But cut long story short is these are the results of my move. We are here now as husband and wife after those so many years.
I want to get more after interacting with her on Facebook. So what happened?
I had to first of all interact from a point of being rational. I needed to know who she is, which I did find out. And after finding out who she is, I had to find again a rational way of introducing my agenda. As much as I am this point blank kind of a person. Of course, I honor the office that she holds as an apostle and as a woman of God. So again, it takes wisdom to approach someone. So I tried many ways. I tried by way of giving a gift in the name of a birthday gift, which backfired. I tried coming for counseling. I acted like I have a problem and I needed help. And I think she noticed that this had nothing to do with counseling. And when I had it all, I tried my last attempt, which was to summon her to come and see me.
Summon?
Yes. And,
let's hear from her.
That is what worked. The cake did not work.
Esther.
Yes.
Why did you refuse a birthday gift?
Number one, I never refuse his birthday gift. Because being on social media, I've been preaching for quite some time, and of course the followers, the following, yeah. So it was a norm for me, guys, to get me gifts. He knows there are gifts that used to come from America, a banquet of flowers, chocolates, a lot of things.
From America?
I'm telling you, for the followers who follow me.
Wow.
And of course I had a lot of, hits from men. And I knew this was just the normal men who have just been seeing women. They think we are desperate. We are preaching to get husbands or boyfriends. So he actually lied to me.
Oh.
He inboxed me. Yes, he lied. He inboxed. He inboxed me and he's like, "Hey, happy birthday, Apostle. So I am a chef. I have this bakery. I have this, guys, and I'm not around, but I want to ask my people to bring you a cake. Drop by. I hope you have an office or something." I say, "Yes, oh yes," because I was accepting gifts. I accept gifts from people. And of course, I have people in the office, so they will receive. I will just come and see gifts there. And so I waited for his gift, which never came. And he was calling, and I was like, actually he wanted, what I found out after that, he wanted my contacts. So he had to ask me, so where is the direction of the office? Who do I call? Who do I deliver to? And I gave him my contacts. I just say, just call, I'll call the office. Where? So that is where, yes. So that is, so after the birthday thing, though he bought me later a small one, a Java. Huh? Is it Java?
A small one?
Imagine to lie to me. And then, because I was like, I need a cake, not you. And then, so we never met. The cake never came to the office. So I forgot about it. But he kept on persisting and asking. He also told me he had some issues. He has seen a professional counselor.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. At first I accepted, but I was like, no, wait a minute. This is the guy of the cake. So I was like, okay, can I refer you to some other counselor? He was like, no. So we were at push and pull about the counseling thing. And I was like, I don't think I'm comfortable to counsel you. Because I had already seen his intention, which was kawaida for me. And I had really overcome. Hey, man of God. There is a way, kila nyani na siku yake. Yes, this was the guy. So so I was like, okay, he had to come to the office because he said, okay, I have no problem, don't cancel me, allow me to come to the office, then you write me the referral letter, and the minute he sat on that seat, that is the time everything.
So he finally came.
Yes, he did.
You know, what she didn't realize is my interest was not about delivering the cake. And it was just, when I realized that delivering the cake, I'll deliver to someone, an assistant, I think I changed my mind.
Yes.
Because I had nothing, I had no business with giving somebody a cake. She's the one I was looking for.
And you yourself, you were the cake.
Yes, I had a better cake than what she was. Yeah, like when I got your baker's in. Yeah, I was baked in heaven. I was bringing a heavenly cake. Huh? So there was this push and pull because you see, they say, when you read the Bible, it says that the children of the world are wiser. And I needed to apply wisdom because, like I told you, in our little chat, like, had I delivered that cake, I doubt we would be here today.
Yeah.
Because it is the failure to deliver that cake that raised a lot of question marks about me, and it is those question marks that directed the attention towards me. and I had to strike when the iron was still hot. So I realized being good is not working.
Yeah.
So I tried being rough. Because I realize sometimes, you know, they are just good people don't like good people. Good people tend to like bad people for some reason. So with this one, I think she operates around good people, pastors, saints, intercessors, bishops. She's never met this guy who's just, there's nothing bishop about me. Me, I'm just myself.
Yes.
So
He's just
I decided,
a politician.
yes. So you know, in politics, you stand on the podium, you call me a cow, I laugh about it. The other one stands, calls you a goat. We don't have ethics per se in Kenyan politics. So this one was looking. I think the decency she was used to, I realized it's not working. So I had to employ her. In fact, before we met, I remember I told her, if you will not meet me today, I will look for you. One of us has to find the other one today. So she chose the easier way, to be the one to find me. And she came. And I think I was just precise. And like again, because we've shared briefly, I was shocked. Because she has such a tall, huge ego, but she's this size. I didn't understand. You know when
You told you felt abused.
yes.
I'm telling you, the first greeting was like, look at you. Your ego is there, very tall, and you're this small. The man I've never met, the man I've never seen, just abuses me like that. And I felt, what the heavens?
apostle.
It was a
you have no
compliment.
courtesy.
Yes.
And then he laughed, by the way. And I
This
felt
guy.
like Kwisha Mimi. And I'm this small. And my ego is there.
No, I had an expectation. I had an
What
expectation.
were you seeing on Facebook Live?
Yes.
No, these cameras lie. These cameras lie.
I agree. There are some people I meet on the
Yes.
They're like, what?
Kamera unakanga mtu mkubwa sana.
Yes, these cameras lie because she speaks with authority when she's preaching. She speaks in tongues, and I was expecting this intimidating lady. So when I was directing her where I'm standing and she's driving in, and I'm like, I had an expectation. So when eventually she gave me the car registration number, from the car she looked tall. So I was like, finally the attitude honor is here.
Yes.
But when she stepped down, I tried matching the arguments we've been having and the person behind it.
You're wondering.
They were not rhyming. So I think I had to inform her, like, you know what, you need to tone down on this because it's not yours. It's not yours. So I think that was the first thing I told her. I didn't expect that. And secondly, we were not here for coffee. I had a message to deliver. I came to tell you I want to marry you. And once
Just
I marry
like
you,
that.
I want...
The first.
That was my, after the what she calls the insult, which I call a compliment. After reminding her that she should match
call
up
it a
with the size of
compliment?
her ego, it's helping her. That is the first help I ever gave her. Like, just balance the two. Balance your ego with your size.
Has there
But you see,
has
my
some
ego
been
is
changes?
Yeah.
It was part of, defense mechanism.
Oh,
Exactly.
you're trying to push him away.
But she tries to sound big.
Yeah.
But
Very strong.
So those were my two intentions, to introduce myself and to let her know the major agenda of the meeting was, I want to marry you.
The first
Once
day.
I marry you, I'm expecting 2 kids. After the 2 kids, the rest we can always work it out.
this
That
is the
life.
first date.
But that is why we were called for a meeting. This was not a crusade or something or an altar
That
call.
is what made me love him.
Yes.
Wow.
That is what made me love him.
Before Esther comes in, you didn't fear that you might talk to her that way and she decides to go back.
I was ready, and no, number one, I had purposed in my heart that this was not about her wanting. I mean, I'm the guy. I have already suggested we can stay
This
together.
guy.
So why do you want to say no?
Man,
And
guys,
listen.
where do you live?
And secondly, I told myself, why should I waste my time or her time? I mean, this is not a certificate I have to study for 6 months. Or a diploma I have to study and get
This
for
is
2
not
years.
cosmetology.
Yes.
I am not
what are we doing for? What is this thing I can't tell you on day one that you want me to tell you 1 year down the line? So I was like, know my intentions from day one. Any other conversation we are having from now, have at the back of your mind that I'm marrying you and we will have children. If you have any contrary opinion, that is the door out of Java. No, it was at cafe. Yeah, just that. So that you don't waste my... How do you take my coffee and you have no intention of staying with me?
Hey, huyu huwezi kula fare yake.
Esther, you have met this guy for the first time.
Yes.
And this is the conversation he is bringing up. What came to your mind?
Number one, I saw a very bold guy. From where I'm coming from, and I will want to say that I'm a very, as small as I am, my ego is there. I know it is as high as the heavens, and I am a strong-willed woman. I go for what I want, and from my background also, I don't like soft men. As he told you, there's a way I would see watu wa marasta naona tu hawa sasa ndio wanaume. Wenye wamenyoa wako.
Nasi kutulia hawa.
You see a rasta man, you see a strong will.
Taka kila 21.
So anyway. Hi 21 there. You're good. Now, so the minute I saw him and the way he talked to me, like, your ego is there and you this small, I said, wow, this is a man who has just abused me. He knows himself. And he knows he does not fear me. He does, the world we are in.
All this time you are feeling this guy has abused me.
Yes, I found him to be abusive and with no respect. But again, I'm seeing he's so confident and he knows himself and he knows what he wants. And I was like, I've never found such a man, because all the men that I've been meeting, they were like, hey, Apostle, please, you are making men run away from you.
You're very up there.
Yeah, you are up there. You are standard, your way. Uko tu kiro. You have gone to heaven, you left us. Please come. Men want to marry you, but they can't reach you. And I was like, if you can't reach me, then you're not for me. You see? So they would go away. So I see a man who is so strong-willed like me. And then I saw my father in him, because my father is this lion, rolling, tough guy. And I thought I needed such a tough guy for the woman that I am. So actually, it never took me 2 minutes to know this is the guy I want.
Wow.
Yes, because I think I used to, the kind of guys who used to come my way are very soft. And I thought I will always have I'll be like the leader. I'll be like the husband. And I didn't want that. I knew my weakness as a sanguine. I needed somebody who will just streamline me.
Yeah.
So when he talked what he talked, and then he came boldly, and I was like, for the first time, a man just came and told me he wants to marry me. And he has already stated his agenda on the table. Then this is a man who will not waste my time.
Wow.
Because I was also not looking for a man to waste my time. As much as at that point, imagine I was not looking for marriage. I was done with marriage. I was totally done with marriage, and I was really praying for marriages. And anybody who would come, however potential you are, I knew I'm done with marriage, and I'll never get married, but I'll pray for marriages. Yeah.
Why were you done with the marriage?
Because I was married before. I was married before, and it was not an interesting journey for me. It was a place I find myself, if I never came out, I would be dead by now. And it traumatized me. And I hated the thing called marriage, because I felt like men are liars, they are cheaters. They will pursue you. The minute they get you, they devour you and they kill you. So I think my past experience tortured me until I stayed for 9 years, actually. For me to have allowed him, so that men never came.
You didn't allow me. I allowed you.
But then he pushed it. Yeah, if he gave up along the way, I'll be very single. Yeah, because people have come and they've tried, and they just left. But for him, as you see, the first thing is like, I'm marrying you, and I want kids, and stop this ego. Just calm down. Just be you. You're not an apostle to me right now. I want a wife. And all that language, I think I missed it. I missed a man to speak sense into me, because it was like everybody was bowing to me, an apostle, you know, this woman of God, this girl, so I'm getting a lion here who knows what he wants, and I think that's what I was missing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what kind of response did you receive from her when you said that I want to marry you and to have 2 kids?
First of all,
But for 2 kids, hiyo ni yake tu, ni moja tu.
first of all,
Wait, Ati?
First of all, when I was going to this meeting, I didn't want to know if she's a sanguine or a penguin or whichever other thing they are. I mean, what is the other one?
Nobody's Oscar.
Shout.
Yeah, you with your sanguineness, with your
penguin.
penguiness, that is yours. I saw it, but I'm not into those penguin things.
Personalities.
So yes, those personalities, people hide behind them because we also have ours.
Yes.
Like I told you, I came knowing what I want. So why would we start talking about politics or anything else when the main agenda is on the table? Let's discuss it. Or once you sort me out, once you give me an assurance that we're getting married,
Now
and
we
you give
can
me a
discuss.
child,
We can discuss
we can
the other
even we
issues.
can even talk about the moon. Anything
Yes.
you want to talk about, I have time for you.
Yes.
But my interest has to be taken care of. Secondly, she touched on something to do with the men and the people who are, I know some of them, who were enemies and now friends. Of course, I came and spoiled it for them. They delayed. They were there before me. She was in that area where everybody bows down.
They are some of the men who are sending some wamama wa kanisa.
Yes. No, they were the, what do we call it? What was the name of this guy who came to make way for Jesus Christ?
John the Baptist.
Yes.
No.
They were my
Prepare the way for you.
John the Baptist. Walikuja wakati watoa matawi
They
kidogo.
prepared the way for you.
So I realized I had studied her for quite some time, and I noticed everybody around her is full of accolades. Everybody calls her mom, apostle, the great woman of God. You are taking the city. Nothing wrong with giving the applauses. Me, I'm not looking for a city taker.
Guys.
I was looking for a wife.
We father in the
So I came for the wife, not for the apostle. And I think just to advise those who came before me and failed, you must know what you're going for. If you want a wife,
Speak to them. Speak to them.
speak to the wife. I mean, call out the wife.
Yes.
You receive the apostle because you are calling out the apostle.
Hi, Willie.
Exactly. So
This guy.
I came for the wife, and I spoke to the wife. I called out the wife. I have the wife. The reason as to why on Facebook they are still chatting with the apostle.
The other men are still chatting with the apostle.
They called out the apostle. God,
And now,
God
now
is there
apostle is in your house cooking for you.
and preaching to them.
And for them, they are suffering for Christ.
So I tell people, you know, people want to play too holy. There's nothing holy about it. I mean, when we are home, we only do general prayers before we go to bed to sleep. So we are not trying to play holy or apostolic.
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing apostolic about marriage. All right.
Yeah.
So for me, the moment she enters that door where we stay, once in a while huwa anasahau. When I see her, you know, amenigombanisha sana, there's a time, hey, please, you're an apostle. There I hide behind that. But generally, call out what you want. If you want a wife, go for the wife. Forget that accountant. Forget that nursing degree you have or whatever thing that you have. Because at the end of the day, it is these titles that have messed up a lot of marriages and people. You walk home as a wife and you feel entitled, like, you know what? I am this. That you are the CEO at your place of work does not make you the CEO at home. God has an order.
Yes.
Who is the head of the house. So when we get home, this is not an altar call where she's praying for me and telling me kneel down. In fact, I pray for her.
When you go home, you are the priest.
I actually pray for her. Every time she preaches and does the rest, I'm the high priest. Even with my 2-minute prayer. She might pray for the hours. Akiitwa zialitika peke yake.
Yes.
Acha bebe msalaba ya
In
mwito.
fact, hata huko unamjua
Yes.
akitoa.
So I'm just a beneficiary of the calling. So when we get home, I'm a professional chef. I've had to learn how to cope with what she cooks. And accept that Mungu alinipea huyu. Baada ya kupika hiyo
akitengeneza
ataniombea. Ananiombea.
Eh.
All right? So I'm not so focused on what she's cooking. She's not that bad of a a cook, but I don't carry my professional at home.
Yeah.
That I'm involved in politics, I don't come home and the way people praise me, they'll keep it, kiongozi,
Boss.
you know,
Chairman.
oh, na iko na gharama, si bure.
Si bure.
So when I come home, mimi si kiongozi, chairman, I'm a husband in that capacity.
And a father.
Yes. So that has also helped me to balance it.
And that's a very important point.
Yeah.
Because there are many marriages that are breaking today because they came in with those titles. Some have even lied to their girlfriends that, you know, I'm a manager of this company, only to get married to this guy, and you can't realize he's a watchman.
I told her that I'm a chef because I love my job. I respect my job. In fact, the politics story just came up later when she learned that I vied, I lost, and I'm planning to vie again. I have nothing I'm not ashamed of what I do. And I think when we were talking to one of your staff, when we were talking about self-identity and being self-aware, I always tell people that I'm not defined by what I do. I define what I do.
Yeah.
Currently, I still involve myself actively in cooking. And there's a place I work at. And when I went in, I found other people working there. We work under kind of similar conditions, but for totally a very different kind of arrangement. You know, why? I went in and I'm self-aware.
Yeah.
When I spell out my conditions for work, I'm not sympathizing with myself. I know my value, I know who I am. So if you are willing to pay the price to have me on board, well and good. If you feel that there's someone else who is cheaper than me, well and good. I've learned how to say no in business. I don't have to lower my expectation and my standard to accommodate you. You need the service, I need the remuneration that comes with my service. So if you can't pay for that,
Yeah, you go.
we can still be friends without doing business.
Now, back to our story.
Yeah.
Now, this guy, I've said, I want to marry you. This is the first date. When did you say yes?
Hey.
Waka kunywa maji. Inaona ni kama ni hadithi wa tamini kunywa pia.
I went home, of course, and we started chatting, and we started talking. But in my heart, I knew he's it. This is it. I knew this is a guy, and I would want to also to encourage and to advise young ladies. Let no guy cheat you that they want to marry you or they will marry you. Don't even insinuate. Don't even tell yourself. The minute a man sees you, they know what they want. The first date will determine if you're going to get married or not get married. So as least at 3 months, if not that day, don't waste your time. When a guy by 6 months hajakwambia ki anataka kukuona ama uoni signs anataka kwenda kwenyu, imagine, think twice, because now people waste a lot of time, and that's where bitterness and anger and forgiveness, revenge, murder comes in. It is a man who determines. It's not you, a lady, who will determine a guy to marry you. Men already know what they want.
Yeah.
So they might put you as a trophy, ukae tu hapo. They use you and then dump you. At the end of the day, unasikia ameoa another person. It's because that person, a man as drunk, as illiterate, as poor as he is, a man is focused. They know what they want in life. So that man, immediately they see you like this. The first date, they will tell you. You will know. Even by the way they want to take care of you. They wouldn't want, sex is not even the key thing. They just want to have you and always have you.
Yeah.
And by the time it's 6 months, or that person is ready to marry you. This thing of dating for years, it has costed a lot of people's lives. And ladies, don't be lied to. I'm advising you because I've seen that from my past relationships. I mean, the former marriage, the guy saw me and was like, I want to marry you. Yet he was dating other ladies. In fact, people knew he will marry somebody else. Only from the blues you come. Because men know. But women, be very careful. Now, when he told me that, of course, I went home. I was amazed. And I kept laughing at how he had abused me. That word, you are up there with your ego.
You are like this.
So it's like, yani mwanaume ameniambia tu hivyo mimi Esther Apostle. Yani, oh God. And I was like, this guy has guts. So I went, we kept calling. Of course, he had my contact. He would call even at 4 o'clock.
Do you receive?
Of course, we will talk. He was very interesting. And by the way, you can listen to him. Another thing I saw also is the intelligence. Oscar is very, very wise and intelligent. And I saw a future. I saw this guy is somebody who can take me somewhere. I never saw a joke in him. I saw he's a serious guy and very intelligent.
Yeah.
So his conversation itself, I was like, wow. The ideas, the way he's just talking, I just want to listen to him. So his conversation, I knew this one I'll never get bored. So I never took time. I think even by the following day I was on. I was, yes.
Wow.
Yes, and then the journey started of anajenga na bomoa, anajenga na bomoa.
I want us to take a short break. Yes. Then as you come back, tusikie hii kujenga na kubomoa inamaanisha nini? Wow, it's fire here. It's hot. It's hot. I am hosting the Musonyes, and they have an amazing story. They are sharing their journey with us. And it's amazing. Love is a beautiful thing. And if you have just joined us, karibu sana. This is Couples Will Show, and this is where we write down our love will while we are alive, for we don't want our love story to be read when we are gone. And that is why the Musonyes decided to come and sign their love will while they are alive here on Couples Will Show. Let's continue and listen to this amazing story. Anasema, jamaa anajenga, dem anabomoa. What do you mean by anajenga ukibomoa?
Now, when we got to know each other,
This looks like it is now episode 2.
hey, this was a journey. Apparently, we have dated for 2 years before marriage. So,
Courtesy of you.
yes, because he wanted marriage like in 6 months or something. So when I was not so sure again, I was like, "Ay, na nimeingia box aje haraka. Who is this guy?" Number 2, I was considering my 2 girls. I have 2 girls, and of course 1 adopted boy. My 3 children. I was like, they would never, because they were always telling me, "Mommy, don't remarry. You know, I don't want you to be beaten or to get somebody who will frustrate you or us, you know." So my other agenda was to make sure that the determinant factor was to be my children. If they would accept him, he's then okay. And I told God, speak to me through these children. And now I talked about, of course he knew I had kids. I knew he had also a baby. Because he was also from a previous marriage. And that one we handled immediately. By the way, the first day, we talked everything. I have these kids, because he was like, "Oh, I keep seeing you preaching with children. Are they yours?" Of course, he had known. He had done his research. And also I asked about him because I knew he was also married. And I had seen a baby, a girl. So I told him, now the catch is my children. I will just want you to come and visit me in my house. And I want you to come and meet my children. So I prepared my girls.
How long did that take for him now coming to see you
Like
and meet the
2
children?
weeks.
We had met for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
2-3 weeks.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and he was so serious about marriage. So I was like, my kids first. Let's first see where this thing will end up at, as we also wait. Apparently, he loves kids. He's a lover of kids. So when he came, the first thing, he came with a lot of things to cook with them. So they were all in the kitchen with him. This guy is a sly. This one, huyu ni mwingine nakwambia. Alijua nimewin mama, sasa kuku vifaranga wataingia. So he was just there. At first my kids are like, but he was like, "Hi guys, how are you doing? Can we play football? Can I get to know you? Can we cook?" So they go to the kitchen. Imagine the first day he's visiting my house, he's going to the kitchen.
Wow.
This guy is very strategic.
Wisdom is very key. And thank God. That's why they say every area God places us, it has a role to play in our life. Being a chef came in handy for me because many of my clients, I'm told to prepare menus for children, and I've really learned how to interact with kids and clients. So when I was given this assignment to meet the kids, I was like, hakuna mkate ngumu mbele ya chai.
This is the easiest.
Hakuna mkate ngumu mbele ya chai. So I prepared myself that night, and I was like, this one has no idea the damage he has done to herself, because giving me kids is the last thing you want to do. And I came prepared, and I know how to build rapport with children. So I came in and developed a recipe for kids. We came in, did milkshakes and stuff like that. Cooked, pancakes, pizzas and stuff, just to make them feel. Then after that, I brought out the child in me. We went and played football with them, something she never done. Actually, she has never done. So it is out of that bond, we just clicked. And in fact, I remember when I started relating with her closely, They even started calling me dad by themselves, just because of how I was handling them. Because I built a bond with them. And I was like, when I crossed that bridge, I was like, sasa watoto wapitisha huku.
Sasa.
What is your next excuse? The ego was the only next excuse.
Aha! Ego.
Yes. Hiyo ya kusema na mdomo, yes. Signs zinaonyesha ni yes. But me, I'm like Jesus Christ. If you believe and confess your sins with your mouth,
yes.
You don't believe kiroro unasema Mungu nimeokoka. You have to speak.
You believe
out.
in your heart and
So
you
her
confess
deeds,
with your mouth.
So her deeds were pointing at a yes. But her mouth was too imefunga.
Confession inakataa.
Yes. But eventually it came.
Wow.
But when he came also, he came with conditions. He was like, now, now I want us to do this. And I found it to be very fast for me. And Esther wanted to meet my people. I wanted to meet my guys. And that's what I'm advising ladies. And I was like, wow, uchali ananipeleka mbio. What is happening? I'm not even breathing. As much as I love him, the kids have already connected. And they are always asking after him, always calling him. And I was like, now... so at some point, I realized, no, I think there is something that is not right here. There is permissive will. You see, now I enter now, I engage my spiritual life. I'm like, there is permissive will and perfect will of God. And I'm like, this is just permissive. I think this was just chemistry. This is not God here. This guy, of course, is handsome, he's good, he's talking in a bass. But let me tell you, the difference, the extreme of him, he's such a ruler like this. And me, he would tell me, this is wrong. I'm like, why? So we really disagree on so many things. He's trying to help me this side. I'm like, you have come to control me. You have come to manipulate me. You have come to divert me. You have come to, I'm not a child.
Yeah.
And I kept saying that. And it's like, you have to change. So him once, as he's saying too.
You even called me a headmaster.
Yes, I told him, you don't become a headmaster in my own life.
What?
So he's like, no, I've taken charge, Esther. I'm saying you can't. You have not even married me. So the minute we plan to meet his people, the whole night I can't sleep because I'm thinking, this man is a head teacher. He's crazy with his rules and regulations. And I'm not used to this. So I just call him and I say, I'm not meeting your people. So the whole of that week is, are you crazy? Esther, people have come from Bushago. I want to introduce. I say, they have cooked. I say, imagine I'm not meeting them. So that 1 week will be battles.
Wow.
Then we end up again. He organizes another one. I'm like, no, I don't think this is my guy.
Tunarudi Afghanistan.
Tunaanza tena vita.
Missiles.
And the difference is his personality and my personality. I'm thinking he's too tough for me. I'm thinking he's loving. He's all this. Because Oscar is truly a loving guy.
Say that again.
You are. But he's very harsh. He's extremist in every area. He can love you to the extreme, but on the other side, like now, let me give an incident. That time, because we are getting to know each other, we are not living together.
Yeah.
He's just trying every weekend, he has to pop and just want either to come and see the children, but we'll do a lot of outing. He loves nature and hotels and stuff. So at that time, because I've been so single for many days and many years, I was really into social media. So I'm with him, I'm with phone, just to check what is happening. I'm supposed to respond to many messages and WhatsApp. I'm in a house of clergy, I'm in prayer group, I'm in this, I'm in this. So
apostolic group.
So every time unconsciously, I am taking my phone. So he would look at me and he told me, Esther, I want to help you. I think you are really addicted to this. And actually he's the one who made me understand I'm really addicted to
phone.
Do you know, I could not talk for 1 minute without having, unconsciously, I just want to go on social media. And I think, because I'm not a very social person outside there, actually I'm very reserved, but I want the world to know what is happening through social media. So my world was on social media. So he's come here, he wants my attention, and my attention is here. So that is what really used to, can you imagine? That has broken our relationship more than 10 times.
That is now before you got married.
Yes. I would be like, no. He would take that phone, even block people, or try to tell me, come out of these groups. They're really wasting. Because I would, and I'm very loyal to responding to prayers, calling, and all these things. Because I'm used to that.
Not loyal, so you're committed.
I'm finding him, separating me from my mission.
Yes.
And from what I'm called to do. Why would he want me not to be Esther? I'm an apostle, I'm a woman of God, I'm praying for people.
Yes.
But he's like, I'm here, Esther, please give me time. And I'm like, no, you're controlling me, headmaster, and I walk out. Then when he tells me, that was it. And I'll call off that relationship because I was finding him to be very controlling. And I used to also find him very, I used to say insecure. I found him to be very insecure. I'm like, Kwani, what do you think I'm doing on phone? Do you think I'm we will just, these abuses. And he'd be like, please, even the kids have no time, which is true. I would get to the house, he would see he has come to visit over the weekend just to see the kids and whatever. He's the one with the children. I'm on phone. Wow. So the phone thing also has broken so many marriages, and I'll say that. He tried taking me to bishops and they realized truly I was, and I would confess and I would tell him, even gave me 3 months to just go slow on it. But by the end of it,
You improved backwards.
I was worse. So I never gave him time. We were always quarreling because of social media. Wow. And can you imagine, I was ready to let go the relationship, but to leave me with my social media.
That is very serious.
That is very serious. And I took it as a prayer item, and I actually accepted it. As a counselor, I knew many people come with pornography issues, drunkenness, anger and all these things. But I had to even seek some help just to be out of social media.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Now, there's this time you had planned for her to come to see your people.
For the introduction,
And said, I'm not coming.
4 times, actually.
Now,
4 times?
It was a day-to-day.
Those episodes,
The episodes?
Yes.
I have a record
for
in
me,
my family.
when just like fast forward, I told you the moment I met her, I knew what I wanted. I put my intentions right. But for her, she was still having question marks for whichever reason. And it really, it really hurt me when we got to this point where I'm trying to show all seriousness, like I'm interested in this. But instead of complimenting my effort, you're always distorting it. And I think to some extent women have also let down. Or I was telling her yesterday that a lot of good men have lost good wives, potential good wives, because either we want to waste time or we are looking for the wrong things. All right? And the wrong things might come in many aspects, like just like I shared with her. You're looking for a girl with very nice hips and all these other things you look for. And the character is one thing. I mean, character iko tuko kwa soli ya kiatu, haiangaliki. So you end up taking this girl with the good looks. We are applying you on social media on how you are I was there in my first marriage with all due respect to my former wife. I mean, people used to celebrate us. You go on Instagram and 3,000 likes, people are like, oh boy, you hit a jackpot. I'm like, yeah. Nyumbani ya kukaliki bana. Ikifika jioni, I'm like, hakuna night shift leo.
Naenda wapi?
Yes, it was a mess. So that is why I was being very particular and straight with her. Going back to your question about the cancellations of the family. The other marriage, nilioa kiuboko haram. Ile ya, come we stay until we quarrel. I did a come we stay until we quarrel. Like, we meet you, we like each other. You're handsome, you're beautiful. What's up? Can we move in? Whatever.
Done.
Yes. So we started discovering each other. I'm like, you do this. She's like, oh, so you're also this. Before we knew it, it was not working. So this time around, I never involved my family and all these things. I think I started involving my family the day she was expectant already. So people are not really so much involved. So I said, my second marriage, I want to involve family and you call it procedure and protocol. So nimeambia kwanza round ina waletea apostle. The other time I'd married a sinner. This time around I'm bringing an apostle herself.
Yes. Apostle will be living
Sasa
in my house.
Apostle na yana choma hata kuliko ule sinner mwingine.
Anachoma kuliko zina.
At least the other sinner used to come. When we summon her, she comes. But the one that hit me worst was the second last one and the last one. I had sent my uncle fare from Kakamega. He came, and I sent money to my sister because my parents are late, or both of them. So we were to meet at my sister's place. Tumetuma pesa ya chakula, food imeundwa. Mimi nimepiga order kashati hivi, najua leo ndio ile day. I've never introduced someone to my family. Then this one in her apostolic madness. She decides that morning the Holy Ghost has advised her to stay home and pray. I think I had a lot of question marks with the Holy Spirit. Like, where do you draw your lines? I mean, guys are seated. In fact, I remember my brother told me, the next time you invite us to this nonsense. They called it nonsense. My brother told me, the next time you invite us to this nonsense, ensure you are there with that Esther of yours, seated. Mutuite kama mumeka. Because this is too much. Yes. So it really broke me. And lastly, the last one was even worse because I think it was actually a dowry payment. I had called together my friends, some of the ones that I really respect. Some of them are in business, big names in town here. And we sat down, we planned. They knew the episode of what, they were like, are you sure about this thing? I was like, you guys, I know her. She's like, this girl is going to mess you. And no, they're senior sinners. So they don't really understand this apostolic thing. So they warned me. And we planned, we kachanga pesa, tukapanga siku. So the Saturday we were to meet in the morning.
Now this is the dowry.
Now this one we are going to Nanyuki to see her parents, and I've told her, tell your parents you are coming.
No, it's in Nanyuki.
We have to go to Nanyuki. We are in Nairobi for Rashio now.
Dowry now.
Yes. I've planned, my friend has offered his 2 cars, a Range Rover to carry me, fueled. All these guys are ready, wamejipanga. In fact, that morning I was just to go to town, work out a few things and call her so that we do what we do. We revisited the same bad spirit.
The Holy Ghost spoke to Apostle again.
Yes. And I think that was my lowest moment because everybody in fact, my friends thought like I was trying to swindle them money. They thought like I had planned out all these things like just to get money. They described me in all English names. I mean, sometimes I look at those men, I'm like, am I really this? You know, they called me names. They pulled out, they called the treasurer, and everybody called back their contribution. Up until to date, only one of them speaks to me. There's one we met the other day when I was the apostle, and he was like, dude, I mean...
This is the same girl.
I was like, tone down.
Like, yes.
Exactly. So, cut long story short is that they were very frustrating. I was so frustrated. I'm like, why am I fighting for someone who, instead of fighting with me, or rather, at least, if I'm fighting for you, if you are not interested in fighting, please just surrender, throw your hands up and say, okay, you fight.
So the dowry did not take place.
We did not go. The money was refunded to my friends. And I think that is where I almost gave up. But I asked myself, like, did I do all the things I've done, travel all this journey just to give up?
Now, I'm told our time is up, but we are coming for part 2 of this. This we can't finish in one episode. We must do part 2 of this. And so next Friday, tune in as you continue with this story. This is Couples Will Show, and this is where we write down our love will while we are alive, for we don't want our love story to be read when we are 6 feet under. And next Friday, we are starting from that place of dowry. What really happened to Patane Friday? This is Wema TV, and my name is Willie Kinyash. Good night. God bless you, and God bless your marriage. Kwaheri.